Hello, hello, hello. So, I hate to be addressing the coronavirus again, but it's an amazing example of how the media can literally destroy, unfortunately, the world. And the bottom line is that the media is well run by the bottom line. I remember seeing this documentary on Facebook, and this one guy, very clever guy, said, "Look, want to know who owns Facebook? The advertisers." So, what do they say? There's a famous example that a philosopher once asked a lady, "Would you sleep with me for $1 billion?" So she started to think. And then he said, "Would you sleep with me for $5?" So she said, "What kind of a lady do you think I am?" So he said, "We already established that. Now we're haggling." This is a very big lesson in life because we all need money. Money is important and we should be wealthy and healthy and happy. But the bottom line is that if you don't have the discipline of conscience, where what I do to another is more important than what I get, basically what I give is more important than I get, so then the equation shifts around, and then what I get is more important than what I give. And because of that, I'm willing to, God forbid, I hate to, quote Karl Marx, but he said that, again, capitalism is the best system possible. Otherwise, you're talking about evil, as communism was, murdered 26 million people, just one of the communist dictators in one of the countries. So there's no question that freedom and capitalism is the best way, because the alternative is evil. But I just want to bring out the point. Karl Marx said that a capitalist will sell you the rope that you hang them on. Now, of course, unfortunately, those were the evil people that did the hanging. But the point is that unless you can adjust yourself, so the media is going wild and they come out with all these sophisticated charts. The fact of the matter is that obviously people should be reasonable, but you have to be normal and you have to not be worried. The worst thing you can be in this world is worried. I just spoke to somebody that I love very much, and a young lady, and so she was a relative of mine, and she told me, "Oh wow, I see this light on my car. I just ran out of gas." And she says, "Okay, don't worry, I'll call you back." She tells me, "Look, the nearest gas station is 15 minutes away. I'll walk. I'm going to go there, get some gas, this and that." Anyway, she calls back. "Oh, it was only 5 minutes away. I got some gas. The guy was so nice. He walked with me." And then she says to me, "See, you never need to panic." Now, this is a typical situation. A young lady runs out of gas in an area that she's not that familiar with. Very possible to panic. And then you can't think in panic. That's the problem with panicking. You can't think rationally. And so I want to tell you all my feelings about life and reality. And that is that first and foremost, we're heading to the Messianic era. I think the coronavirus, every curse has its blessings. I think it's making us humble. It's making us realize we're one world. We have one body. Our bodies are very similar. And of course, we have to realize that the coronavirus, basically, it is a danger for the elderly, people with weakened respiratory systems. But it goes to show that the media are a bunch of lying crooks. Because what they do is they're trained, and I have friends who are journalists, they're trained how to look sophisticated, right? This is not a sophisticated video. This is a simple video because I don't gain anything from making this video. I do this out of the love that I have for you and for others, for our fellow I don't know if you want to call it humans, humanity. That's why I do it. That's why I'm sharing what I'm sharing. So because I don't gain anything, I don't have to look good. I don't have to be sophisticated. I'm here to help you. I'm here to say the truth. And the truth is that you've got to get rid of the media. It's toxic. And, 2 weeks before the November 2016 election, got so sick of the media circus. I said, that's it. I'm going on a media diet. And 2 weeks later, and I'm telling you, all the people that do this, they're happy. The people that don't, are anxious, they're worried. Michael Medved is a top commentator, and he said, brilliant man, and he said that studies show that we're living in the best of times. Best of times, never been better. In world history, it's never been better. When did you have the technology, the freedom, all these things, to hop on a plane and get somewhere the next day? However, people actually think that life is not good. Why? Because they're so busy looking at every single problem. You know, a person, I have a friend, a very smart guy, Yossi Banishevitz. He said, imagine you have a beautiful painting, the Mona Lisa. I saw the Mona Lisa in the Louvre. So you have everybody around. Is she smiling? Is she not? Now imagine a little bird comes and makes a poo on the Mona Lisa. What would everyone say? The poo on the Mona Lisa. That's the whole point. The whole point is, the whole thing is so stupid. Because forget the poo. There's the Mona Lisa. It's the most amazing painting. And so the point is that things that the media, as my daughter said, if it bleeds, it reads. As long as it's guts and death and fear, they're selling it to you. So imagine you have a horror show. Would you go to horror movies every night? No, you'd have to be insane. Because it would mess with your brain. What do you think the media is? It's trying to paint this reality into a horror show. But it's not a horror show. You know, I just recently went to Atlanta. And I rented a car through this app called Turo. So I met a very nice black lady. Now think about the world that we live in. Somebody's willing to trust me with her car. I told her as I took the car, I'll take care of your baby. This like expensive Mercedes car. And she's willing to trust me. People have Airbnb. They're willing to trust people to come into their homes. The amount of trust that's here is unbelievable. The world that we're living in, the kindness and the trust between people probably is unprecedented in human history. So I need to ask you a question. Do you want to live in a world of fear or in a world of faith? In a world of love or in a world of danger? And the statistics show, now I'm not saying not to be cautious and not to do what the CDC says. Of course you got to listen to experts and listen to them. But generally speaking, it's never in human history been better. Now you want to focus on the most amazing painting that cost the most money in the world, which is quite talented by Leonardo da Vinci. Well, we want to focus on a little bit of poo that some bird came around and made. The coronavirus is going to disappear. And the bottom line of this is that we are actually living in the best of times. Mashiach is about to come. And maybe if we have to take out a lesson from this whole thing, it boils down to three things. Number one, shut off the news now. It's the worst. It's like, imagine drinking, God forbid, poison every day. That's what the media is to your mind and your emotions. Get rid of it. Number two, Mashiach is about to come. It's going to be good. And number three, let us be humble. Let us realize that I'm not better than you. You're not better than me. No one's better than anyone. A little thing that none of us can see can, God forbid, take out people, take out nations. And let us just love one another unconditionally as we wish to be loved.